Got a little bit of flour in there. A little bit of flour, right? Now, what we'll do, it's not that hot, to be honest with you. So that's good. So what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of this juice that's not hot anymore, and we'll put it in the flour, a little bit. Just like that. So what we're going to do now is get this whisk, and we're going to just stir it up so there's no more lumps in it. But you have to make sure not to use hot liquid with the flour, or it will cook the flour and make lumps. So you have to really, really, really stir it up so there's zero lumps. Zero. As you can see, the consistency is soup, basically like brothy soup. Not lumpy brothy soup, but just completely dissolved
soupy
flour. All right, that's called a roux. Now, what we're going to do is we will take the, I'll give you that back. We'll just go ahead and do it in this. This is the pan that has all the juices in it. So we'll put it on the stove. We'll turn the burner on to about medium, I think. That's the right one. And what we're going to do is stir this liquid. Can you see, Walter?
Yes, and it's really not that strong a burner. I just wonder.
That's okay. It's okay. It's going to be heated up. We're not boiling it. Alright, and we're going to get this out of here. We're going to get the whisk and pour this in slowly while we stir it. Just like this. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Making sure you don't get any lumps. If you see any lumps, mix them out. There you go. All right. So now you notice the color is sort of gravy-like. So keep stirring it until it thickens up. And sometime in this process, you're going to want to taste it to make sure it doesn't need salt or seasoning or pepper. I kind of sometimes use a little white pepper just so it tastes a little richer. But, you know, salt and pepper or just pepper or
How
salt.
about the roasted garlic?
Well,
Not really?
I don't know. You'll have to check it out. Do you have any, what's that, poultry seasoning?
White peppers.
Okay, very sparse,
Yeah,
but not yet. You got to make sure it needs it because you don't want to season anything without tasting it. So we'll just thicken this up. It's going to take a few minutes. Okay, we'll just keep stirring it with the whisk so nothing untoward happens, but it'll thicken up. And you keep going.
We have herbs de Provençal, which are mild because they're not fresh, but
Well, we'll have to make sure. See, whatever you did in that turkey, these juices are from the turkey, so it's got some seasoning now. So we'll just have to wait till it heats up and thickens up and see if we need it. So anyway, you could probably like stop it for now because it's gonna take some time. So this is pretty much, it's still a little thin, but I added more roux and stirred that in, and it hasn't boiled, which you don't want it to boil too much, but after about a minute of it coming to an almost boil, it should be thick enough. So you got some bubbles going here?
Let's get bubbles.
A little bit of bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a rolling boil, but it's bubbling. So that means that you don't want it to burn, so you keep stirring it, but within about a minute or two, it's gonna thicken right up. And you notice by making a good roux, you don't get dumplings in it. So there's no little dough balls hanging in there. What do I do? Oh, turn it down a little bit.
So you turned the heat down?
A little bit.
All
It
right.
doesn't need to be like rolling boil stuff going on. Just a little bit of a boil is fine. You don't want to burn it, which can happen, and then it tastes terrible.
All right, I'll pause it here until we're all done. How's that?
Sure. Well, I can leave it there. It doesn't matter. I'll turn it off. That's enough.
And is the turkey going on the carving station, or is it staying where it is?
It'll go on the carving station. Do you have a cutting board?
Are we all done with our movie?
Yeah, we're done.
All right, there we go.